Get Clucked Show is a High Noon production. Check out all the High Noon productions at highnoonpodcast.com. Big shout outs to Samus for the awesome intro music you're about to hear. Check out all of his work at 66samus.com or follow him on Twitter at 66samus.
The fog sets in.
Hey, what's up? This is Blevins from Get Clucked Show, and I'm here to do another real quick little, maybe it won't be quick, but it's going to be a YouTube exclusive video on some of the things that have been happening in Realm Royale. Man, it's been a while. I actually uploaded a video from, 2 or 3 patches ago now. Let me correct myself. I recorded a video from 2 or 3 patches ago and then just completely forgot to upload it. Just complete mental shutdown. I just biffed it, basically. So it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, but I have been playing a lot of Realm, and a lot of things have changed since then. So I just want to kind of go over some of my thoughts on those things. And for reference, this is the air quotes weapons test patch 2. I'm recording this on the 7th of July 2018, just to give you a little bit of a frame of reference as to when I'm referring to. And I'm just going to go through the patch notes and kind of talk to you about. I've played this patch for I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours, so I've got a pretty decent feel for it and how the changes feel and kind of my thoughts on those. So we'll go right through them. They implemented some enhancements to anti-cheat. Okay, cool. I really haven't come across any cheaters, but I've seen videos of it, so that's good. Under the gameplay, they've got weapon tracer effects have been updated. I have no idea what that means. Base health reduced from 1,500 to 1,200, and starting armor increased from 100 to 200. So a 100 health nerf overall, because it was 1,600. Now it's 200. It was 15 plus 1, which is 1,600. Now it's 12 plus 2, which is 1,400. So 200 fewer health. I'll talk more on my thoughts on that. And then armor from items reduced from 200, 250, 300, 350 to 100, 150, 200, 250. So overall, you're going to have less health just throughout the entirety of the game. Just overall. So I guess I'll talk about this now. One of the things that has been a point of contention across the community is the TTK, or time to kill, which basically means how long it takes for you to start the game to dying or killing someone. I believe it's in reference to how long it takes to kill someone, or maybe it's in reference to how long it takes for you to get killed. I don't know what it's actually in reference to. It doesn't matter. But basically, right now, they are making it so it's easier to die and also get killed. They're reducing the amount of health, and they're reducing the amount of armor you get from different rarities of armor. Overall, I don't like the reduction. I liked the increase. I like being able to have a higher health pool at the start. I like being able to survive longer. I like being able to. They implemented in the last patch, I believe, the legendary helmet now, instead of reducing cooldowns, reduces the amount of damage you take from headshots. I love there being more play to the game. I hate there just being instant headshots or instant chickens. Basically, at any point, it just feels bad. It never felt good for me, even if I'm doing it. Like I don't even like. Okay, great. It's great when you do it, but it just always feels bad. And it feels lucky when you do it, and it feels awful when it happens to you. So, yeah, so that's that. I think they're playing around with it to kind of get. I think people have complained on both sides of it, like, oh, it takes too long to kill someone, or oh, you die too quickly. Like, everyone complains about everything, but my foot is firmly in the ground of I want you to have more health, and I want it to be harder to kill people, just overall. So that's where I stand. It's not terrible. Well, it is pretty bad right now, but the previous patch was amazing. I thought it felt good in the early game, mid game, and late game. but now there's a couple other reasons. Not necessarily this change, but there's other reasons why it feels kind of bad right now. But we'll talk about the weapons as well. So I guess it's kind of mitigated here because the weapons damage has been changed from 100%, 120%, 140%, 160% to rarity down to 100, 110, 120, and 130. So your common weapons are going to be the same, obviously, and then instead of your green ones being 120, they're now 110. Your purples are now 120 where they were 140, and your legendaries are only 130% stronger than your commons, or they're only 30% stronger than your commons, where they were almost double at 160. So really a nerf to legendary weapons, and they're saying the damage of common pool weapons has been increased across the board. So I guess I couldn't tell you if you're doing more or less damage on the overall across the board, but it seems like you're probably doing less. But your common weapon, your legendary weapons are not so much better than your other weapons that you're going to feel at a huge disadvantage. It's kind of standardizing it across the board. Sniper rifle headshot damage reduced from 150% to 100%. So instead of doing 1.5, instead of doing two, I'm guessing that just means it does an extra 100% damage instead of an extra 150% damage. So it's now doing 200% damage instead of 250. So I believe that probably just means that you can't auto chicken someone, which is good because that's an awful mechanic. I hate that. Nothing about it was ever happy. It made me happy. I hated doing it. I hated it being done to me. It just felt awful at all points in the game, and now it's going to be less likely, especially at fully kitted out. Venom pistol and auto rifle have been removed from the game temporarily. This is, of course, so they can test the other weapons if they're similar. A Venom pistol was literally just an opening game item. I think they silently disabled purple and gold on it because I haven't seen it in weeks. And I'm not upset about it. I really wish they would do that with the sword as well. Burst rifle, revolver, and heirloom rifle are now all hit scan weapons, and boy, do they feel different. The burst rifle, I think, feels the closest to the same. Heirloom rifle, well, we'll talk. They're also getting individual changes, so I'll go over them as needed. They're adding an assault rifle to the game as a hit scan weapon. Basically, a fully automatic weapon with, I believe, a 30 clip, which does, I think, 100 something a hit. It's busted. It's hit scan. It fires fast. It's very inaccurate, but not so inaccurate that you can't hit someone if you just hold it down. It's really powerful. It outclasses most of the other weapons, even at higher rarities. It's a problem. Burst rifle fire rate reduced from 0.8 seconds to 0.7 seconds, so I believe that means that it's firing faster. Clip size increased from 18 to 30, that's good. Reload time increased from 2 to 2.9 seconds, so it fires faster, has a bigger clip size, but it will take you, if you miss your initial clip, it's going to take longer to reload. Accuracy values adjusted. As always, no idea if that means it's more or if they've been adjusted up or down. And then they added damage fall off, so it's not, you can't just long range snipe people from forever away and kill people. Overall, the burst rifle feels really good, actually. It feels underpowered compared to the assault rifle, and I'll talk about it in a second, SMG, but so does everything. So I think the burst rifle is actually in a pretty decent spot right now. It just looks bad compared to everything else. Crossbow fire rate reduced from 0.55 to 0.4 seconds, so fire rate increased. It feels kind of cheesy. They kind of made a lot of these weapons like super fast fire rate, and they just feel like they make it feel like you want to spam more so than actually try to hit something. So it feels kind of wonky, not necessarily good or bad. It feels very different. I don't know if I'm personally a fan of it, but it doesn't feel awful, so I'm going to withhold judgment. Heirloom rifle, fire rate reduced from 0.6 seconds to 0.3 seconds, so basically shoots twice as fast, and you can really, really tell it. Just pick up your heirloom rifle, just hold it down. Really good. Accuracy values adjusted. I'm assuming this means that they reduced the accuracy just in playing it, and then damage fall off adjusted. Again, I believe they added damage fall off. I really hope so. It's a hit scan. Heirloom rifle is one of the best weapons right now. It's hit scan. It feels more like a spammy weapon, not like a sniper rifle, though. It like shoots like ding, 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 ding. And if you hold it down and fire that fast, it's very inaccurate, but you can just aim for the head and use it at close range. You can shoot one-offs from far distance. It's not like sniper accuracy, and there's damage fall off, so it doesn't do a ton, but you can spam it. So it feels very different. Again, not sure if I think it's better or worse, but revolver, again, was turned hit scan, but the reload time increased from 1.9 to 2.4 seconds. There's a huge revolver nerf, especially compared to everything else in the game. It just feels really outclassed. I mean, it's breaking down into two kind of camps here. You've got like the revolver and the slug rifle, which are going to be like your long range weapons. There's no fall off. I don't believe so, at least. There's no damage fall off, so they're still not necessarily super accurate, but they do a bunch of damage and they shoot slow, and you can shoot from a distance. So that's what those weapons are going to be for. These automatic weapons and these hit scan weapons are going to be more like quick hits, but not necessarily sniper range. The shotgun fire rate reduced from 1.1 to 0.8 seconds, so increased the fire rate on it. Maybe the shotgun's actually useful now. Damage fall off adjusted. Don't know if it's good or bad. I haven't played much with the shotgun just because I'm so used to it being completely unplayable. I'm going to have to use it more to get a better idea of it. But, I mean, it's a step in the right direction. Shotgun was just completely unusable before, and now maybe it's potentially useful. SMG added to the game. No values shown or anything, but it feels broken. It basically feels exactly like the assault rifle, which is very broken. And the sword damage increased from 690, 680, 740, 800 per rarity to 690, 760, 830, 900. So still not usable. Still really bad. I mean, you can three-shot people. With this legendary sword. No, I mean, it's just bad. Don't use the sword. Abilities: barricade, duration reduced from 4, 6, 8, 10 seconds to 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. Huge nerf for barrier, and a much needed one. Barrier, one of the most broken spells, or broken abilities. I'd argue the most broken ability in the game. And then health reduced from 6,250 to 3,000. Didn't even know that the barrier had health because it had so much. I've never seen it broken. Not only is 3k health, which for what it's worth, I mean, you're not going to be. I mean, that's what 16. That's 4 hits with the legendary. 4 hits with like a legendary axe, so it's not coming down 1v1, so it's still going to be just as broken 1v1, but at least it's lasting fewer seconds. 10 seconds on that legendary barricade before was just insane. And then wall health reduced from 6,000 to 3,000. Why are you nerfing wall? The worst ability ever. Cooldown reduced from 14, 12, 10, 8 to 9, 7, 6, or 9, 7, 5, 3. So I guess kind of a burf. Cooldown's reduced, but the health is reduced as well. No, I don't think many people were trying to chunk down wall, but I guess it makes sense. And then there's a bunch of bug fixes that they went over. Not going to go through those. And then there's a couple of issues that they're currently investigating. One of which is there's just you randomly have a chance to just someone you kill not drop their loot, which made the game unplayable. But overall, man, the game is, in my opinion, close to it's close to not playable right now. If you're going against an automatic weapon at close range, you're dead. If you're going against one and you don't have cover from basically any range, you're dead. If you get caught off guard with one, instantly shredded. There's no, like, at least with like a slug or maybe a revolver, like they have to get 2 shots off and hit them pretty accurately to maybe, chicken you or whatever. Now it's just like they see you, boom, mowed over. If you can't immediately, and I mean immediately, get cover, you are going to die. They're like, when I was talking with one of my friends about the weapons and how good they are, the automatic weapons, I was thinking, my caliber for them being too powerful is I'm heavily considering when I have a green SMG, whether or not I have a green SMG and a green assault rifle, and I crafted my legendary engineer weapon, and I wasn't sure if it was correct for me to take the legendary weapon. It might have just been better for me to keep the SMG and the assault rifle at green. So that gives you kind of an idea of how easy it is to use, how powerful it is, and how punishing it is. Basically, you need to have at least one of those weapons. And if you have two of them, it's great because you just unload the 35 clip and then you immediately swap over to your other weapon and have a 30 clip. That's 65 bullets that are doing 100. That are doing around 100, depending on the rarity. And man, like that's just not, and like mixing in headshots too, that's not remotely close to 6,000 damage you've got before you have to reload. That's not remotely close to all right. That's just killing whole teams with that. Now, granted, it's not super accurate, but it's accurate enough. So overall, man, it's still fun to play, but the last patch was significantly better in my opinion. I liked the feel of the game before this game. Again, I would argue personally that it feels not as good as before, but it's definitely very different, which I'm fine with them testing stuff out. I'm glad that they're doing these tests. I'm not, crapping on them doing these tests. I know it's alpha. I'm just, giving my feedback on that alpha. But that is going to be it for this episode. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe and all that stuff. Every single thing helps so much. You can follow the show down at Get Clucked Show. On Twitter, you can email us, getcluckedshow@gmail.com. We are going to be doing the long form show. I believe episode 1 is going to be recorded this week. Keep an eye out on Twitter for that. But guys, remember, make sure you pick up your automatic weapons, shred people, and tell them when you do it to get clucked.
The fog sets in.